Every single day, your cat watches you. Every sound you make, every door you close, every expression that crosses your face, they take it all in. But here is something that might stop you in your tracks. The things that hurt your cat the most are often the things you never even notice you are doing. These aren't dramatic moments. They are quiet, ordinary habits woven into the fabric of your daily life. And one by one, without meaning to, they slowly chip away at the bond your cat has built with you. So let us walk through them together, because understanding your cat is the first step to truly loving them. Think about the moment you walk through your front door. Your cat comes running, tail pointed toward the sky, eyes wide open, the whole body buzzing with excitement. That is not just curiosity. That is devotion. That is your cat telling you, in the only language they have, that you were missed. When you breeze past them, eyes on your phone, mind already somewhere else, you are not just ignoring a pet. You are walking past someone who waited for you all day. To them, that greeting is the most important moment of their entire afternoon. Then there are the phone calls. You pace the room, voice loud and animated, speaking to someone invisible. Your cat does not understand that there is a person on the other end of the line. All they hear is your voice, sharper than usual, more tense, and they look around for the source of your distress and find nothing. They begin to wonder if they did something wrong. Quietly, they slink into the corner, carrying a small and invisible worry that you never meant to give them. Cats also depend on rhythm more than most people realize. They build their sense of safety around patterns: when the sun comes through the window, when the food bowl is filled, when you settle onto the couch for the evening. When you sleep late on weekends, shift meal times without warning, or come home at unpredictable hours, their internal world tilts. They are not being dramatic. They are simply creatures who anchor their peace to routine, and when that anchor drifts, they drift with it. Closing the door is another thing that stings more than you might expect, especially the bathroom door. You think you are simply seeking a moment of privacy. But your cat thinks something entirely different. They press their nose to the gap and wonder why you have shut them out. To a cat, being near you is not just preference, it is an act of loyalty. Following you from room to room is how they say, "I am with you, always." Being closed out of that feels like a quiet rejection, and they feel it every single time. And then there is the morning. You grab your keys, your bag, your coffee, and you head out the door with your head already full of the day ahead. Your cat, still warm from sleep, watches you go. A single word, a gentle touch behind the ear before you leave, that is all it takes. Not because they need you to explain where you are going, but because that small gesture tells them they were seen before you disappeared. Without it, they simply wait, and waiting without acknowledgement is its own kind of loneliness. Consider also the old feather toy they keep pushing toward your foot in the evening. It seems like a small thing, a battered, half-forgotten toy. But to your cat, it is an invitation. It is them asking you to be present with them, to step out of your phone and into their world for just a few minutes. When you ignore it night after night, they do not think you are busy. They think you do not want to play with them. That distinction matters more than you know. When something gets knocked over or something gets scratched, the instinct is often to raise your voice. But cats do not process correction the way humans do. They were not being spiteful or mischievous. They were responding to something they felt: boredom, stress, an instinct too strong to resist. Scolding without understanding does not teach them. It only confuses them, and it plants a seed of uncertainty in a relationship that thrives on trust. Strong scents are another invisible disruption. Your cat navigates their world almost entirely through smell. The familiar scent of your home is their map, their comfort, their sense of belonging. When you fill the air with powerful essential oils, heavily scented candles, or chemical cleaning sprays, that map gets erased. The room they have lived in for years suddenly smells foreign, and they move through it like a stranger in their own territory. The litter box is perhaps the most overlooked part of your cat's emotional world. To you, it is a task on a to-do list. To them, it is a deeply private, instinct-driven space, and cleanliness is not optional for them. A dirty box does not just inconvenience them. It distresses them. It goes against something wired deep into their nature. Keeping it clean is one of the most direct ways you can tell your cat that their comfort actually matters to you. Touch is another place where intention and impact can drift apart. You reach for the belly because it looks soft and inviting. You scratch near the base of the tail because they seem to like it at first. But cats have places they do not want touched, and they communicate that through very quiet signals: a tail that begins to flicker, a body that grows slightly stiff, a paw that starts to lift. When those signals go unread, the touch that was meant as affection becomes something they have to endure. Over time, they stop leaning in. Height matters to cats in a way that goes far beyond simple preference. Being elevated makes them feel secure, in control, able to survey their world from a position of calm authority. A home without cat trees, window perches, or open shelves is a home without castles. It is a home where your cat spends their days closer to the ground, closer to anxiety, and further from the peace that height gives them. The way you say their name carries more meaning than you might think. Cats do recognize it, particularly when it is spoken softly and with warmth. But if the only times their name gets used are when they are being called away from something or told off, the name stops feeling like love and starts feeling like a warning. They hear it embrace, instead of turning toward you with an open heart. Darkness is something else worth paying attention to. Yes, cats see well in dim light, but pitch black is not something their eyes are built for. When you leave for the night and every light goes off, your cat is not just alone in a quiet house. They are alone in a darkness that makes their own territory feel strange and unfamiliar. A single small light left on can be the difference between a cat who rests and a cat who paces. Free feeding might feel like generosity, but for a cat, a bowl that is always full removes one of the most fulfilling parts of their day, the hunt. Cats are built to work for their food, to stalk and chase and earn the reward of a meal. When food simply sits there all day, something in them goes unfulfilled. Food puzzles, timed feeders, or a quick play session before meals